JJ the CPA here. Here's the scoop. The Senate's coming out with another round of PPP. When I say another round, you're going to get more. Okay, they got new restrictions that it'll be, now this is just the bill. House needs to pass it. It's got to go through President's hands, got to get signed into law. So we know things are going to change, right? Sausage made in DC, but they're talking about more. So if you already got PPP, this potentially is going to be, if you need it, a way that you are going to get more. Okay, you're not going to be doing it in the same way. They're talking about this would only be for those that have 100 employees or less. They're talking about setting aside $25 billion just for employers that have 10 employees or less. They're talking about expanding the use of what you can use PPP for. What's been thrown around is that for restaurants, for example, they'll be able to do capital improvements to be able to change how they take care of their customers. Sidewalk expansion and things to that effect. Interesting. Not in play. It's not law. It hasn't happened yet. Okay, it's June 30, and in moments it will be July 31st. So PPP, as we know it, is over. It's done. So what we're going to hear about is PPP2. Well, PPP2 really already happened. PPP2 was more money was put into PPP. So I'm really hoping they rename this and we don't have this perpetual PPP. Okay, call it something else. But it's a way that you're potentially going to get more. Now, how does it work with the self-employed? I don't know, because what I've read so far is just for those that have employees. So I'm sure there'll be something in there for self-employed, but this is to get more. Okay, it's not, well, if you got PPP, don't worry about this. This is, you got PPP, you're still in need, you can get more. When? I don't know. How? I don't know. It's going to be a new set of circumstances because to qualify, you have to have less employees than before, and they're indicating that you have to prove that you have a reduction in your collections by more than 50%. This is again just in a bill, it's not in play. So I know in the state of Oklahoma, they've got a grant that they've given out, and part of that is that you have to look at what your gross receipts were for March, April, and May, and then you compare that to 3 previous periods to see if there was a drop in your revenue, gross revenue. I don't know how they're going to determine it. I don't know how they're going to determine the 50%. I don't know if it's going to be for March and April and May, if it's going to be a longer period of time, if it's a window that's done by quarter, if it's a sliding scale. I'm not sure about that, but that's going to bring a whole set of new rules. And they're, depending on what publication you're reading, it's 100 billion, it's 134 billion, but it seems to be no less than 100 billion that will be available. And so we know that it's not going to go as quickly as before because it's for 100 or less employees, and then 25 or 25% of what's left roughly will be for those that have 10 employees or less. But you're going to want to be on the lookout. And like I said, we'll have to really be paying attention to how you'll be able to take advantage of this, assuming that you need it, right? I mean, if you haven't been affected by it, then you're not going to be able to qualify most likely, because you're going to have a reduction in your gross receipts. So stay tuned, and you know what? Maybe if you're needing some more relief, you're going to get it. If for some reason you missed the first round, you're going to get it. But PPP, as we know it, is over. When they say, and when you read, they're extending PPP, yes, and that's just then the funds that they've allocated already that haven't. Well, sorry about that. Something happened with the video, but basically when you hear about PPP funds being extended, it is really just a whole new program. Hopefully they'll give it a new name, but whole new program. And in looking at your receipts, if they've gone down, it's gonna probably be some new analysis. So be ready, and keep you posted. All right. Hey, don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. All right. Hey, sorry there's no video there. Have a great night. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. JJ. JJ, the CPA is here.
JJ, the CPA, has been serving thousands of businesses for the last 27 years. He is also a national speaker teaching CPAs across the U.S. about the latest tax laws, as well as an author and now what many call a YouTuber. Through this COVID era, JJ became a voice of calm during the pandemic, guiding countless businesses, self-employed individuals, and fellow tax pros through the PPP maze. Now, JJ is taking his know-how to help businesses that have asked for his help to rebound out of this mess that no one saw coming. He is doing this out of his own pocket, not for a fee, and to simply show the American business owner that they are not alone. JJ, America's CPA, is here to help save the entrepreneurial spirit, one business at a time.
The CPA is here, been doing this for years. We bout to get your money right, you got nothing to fear. From the burbs to the ghetto, put the pedal to the metal. I got my mind.
Hi, this is JJ, the CPA, and
Yeah. JJ, the CPA is here. Let's go. Yeah. JJ, the CPA is here.